Hi everyone, welcome back to another anime review. We are reviewing an anime called I Shall Survive by Using Potions. Now, our main character gets sliced in half and by a goddess who's trying to destroy distortion, and he accidentally slices her in half. So she meets the goddess of the new world she's gonna be reincarnated in, and she's an airhead. However, she's the only goddess that I've seen that actually makes an appearance towards everyone, including the main character. She shows up in the show at least 3 or 4 times, making everyone know that she's still alive and she's helping them out. But she's also in their head, so yeah. So that's the main gist of her problems. She also has a crush on the god that killed our main character, which I think is fucking funny. So let's start off with the 6 main characters. The main character is pretty your generic person. She wants to help out people. She tries to do stuff to people, and she tries to help out people by using potions. She has a distortion item bag that she can use the potions and cure all illnesses, or she could put poison in your stomach by putting the potion in your stomach and making you sick like shit. Like, what the fuck? Okay, so she's pretty much your justice thing, although she wants to live an ordinary life, which I think is really interesting. So but that never comes to rise because she has to keep moving because people find out her powers. And the first king that knows about her powers, he wants her to be fucking married to, and then she brushes him like on a silver platter. I thought that was fucking funny, and the guy's a fucking idiot because there's a 4 year time skip, and he still wants to marry this girl who still looks like she's fucking 9. I mean, what the fuck? Okay, but she's smart as hell, but that's because of the fact that if you look at the main character's background check, she was a businesswoman, so she knows a lot of stuff on how to create stuff, and that's the main gist of it. So that's the thing about the main character. Now, the other 5 characters, 2 of them are normal, and the other 3 are orphans. I'll get to the orphans later, but the two characters, a brother of a king who has a paralyzed arm, he drinks the potion, and then his arm's healed. That's pretty much the gist of it. Now he is in throughout the whole entire anime once he gets introduced. However, he does not get introduced in the first 2 or 3 episodes, I believe, because the king wants to do this stuff. But he is very noble, and he uses his noble powers to make sure that her plans go smoothly of saving people, which I think is really good. There's pretty much no gist of it. He marries a knight who is his fiance, which he drinks a bottle because the knight is jacked, but she decides to drink a bottle and become a more womanly like. However, I just love it because the knight that's the girl who's the knight. Let's just say first half she's nice and polite, and she's also very kind, and she's also very nice. Second half though, she turns into a fucking psycho. Because she cuts someone in half and she's laughing maniacally like she wants to kill more people, and it's fucking funny on how the fuck her personality changes when she's in battle. It's like, what the fuck am I watching? I'm watching 2 different fucking people. One person that's nice and kind and proud to be a knight, and then all of a sudden she turns into the psycho killer who splits a fucking soldier in half with a fucking sword. Like, how the fuck does that work, man? Like, what the fuck? I was laughing like, holy shit, like, this is fucking gruesome. Like, even the main character fucking decapitates someone before she slays someone in half. She gives her a fucking sword that slices a tree through like it's fucking butter. It's fucking hilarious. So the night woman is the other noble that I mentioned. He is married to this knight, and she's a psycho. She's also hell bent on protecting her because she thinks that that's her job. Now, as for the 3 orphans, I'm not going to mention the third orphan because I'll explain that later. So the 2 orphans is the first orphans that she helps out, and they decide to follow her. Now, the only reason why they follow her is because one of the orphans was sick, which is perfectly fine. That's what happens. She was sick, and she heals her with her powers. The other guy is in love with her, and they love each other, and they get married actually. Like I said, it's a 4-year time skip. Well, they're dating pretty much because I don't think you can marry someone that young, or they're both young, so I don't really give a fuck. But anyway, so that's their story. They're pretty much their knight in shiny armor. They are. She's trying to train them up to be capable of living on their own, and that's the main gist of it. Now they do help out a lot of orphans along the way, but that's the thing about it. Is the fact that those two characters are a side story throughout the main course of the action, and that's what I like about it. I think it's really unique on how they do that stuff. So yeah, that's the main gist of that. They're also my main problem with the two orphans that show up in the beginning and then they are continue at the end is that they don't really get that much shine unless you really go into detail on what they're trying to do. Like they go into another city or a capital and they help out the orphans there by training them. Like the main character makes them train how to be a business person, learns them how to do math and stuff so they can live off their own, and that's what they do. He also trains them to be a swords master and stuff like that. So she is very knowledgeable of what the fuck she's doing. So that's the main gist of those two characters. Now the fourth character is a really interesting. The fifth and final, the third orphan that comes into play. She comes into play because of the fact that our main character gets captured by kidnappers, and they want to kidnap every character, all the, and she gets kidnapped with three other orphans, or little girls who get captured to be in slave trading, which is kind of interesting. But she decides to foil their plans, and that's what happens. However, two of the moms save their kids, meet up with their kids, but the third girl winds up staying with the group, and because of the fact that her mother and father sold her to the slave traders, and now they are getting arrested. So that's perfectly fine by my standard. That's good. But she is so adorable and it's fucking cuteness, and she uses that cuteness when they open up a store, and she decides to wow every guy with her fucking charm, and it's fucking funny as hell. So, what are my thoughts on the main characters? I like how they bounce off of each other. It's really unique and really interesting on how they interact with each other. Like the son of the king, the brother of the king, goes with the group in the second half. Like the characters from the first half, the only characters that stay throughout the whole entire anime are the four characters that I mentioned. Like the orphans from the when she gets captured and stuff. The orphan that stays with the group during that cycle, she's only later. But the other four characters stay in. All the rest of the characters come and go. The first half is pretty much, so to speak, like five kingdoms fighting against her, trying to kidnap her and stuff like that because she's a goddess, because she knows how to heal people. However, the second half is pretty much them traveling around. I don't know why the brother of the king, decides to go along with them, which baffles the fuck out of me. Um, but that one might be for future animes because of the fact that that's the main gist of things. There's probably going to be more episodes because this anime is recently new, and the fact that there's just one thing that kind of caught my eye. Because one of the scenes in the episode of the anime is the fact that one of the characters that shows up has a dark purple robe and he decides to disappear. I don't know if that's going to be a future plot McGovern's, but that's the main gist of things. He looks kind of evil and menacing. That's what most anime does that, but yeah. Now, my thoughts on the first season of this anime, because it might get a second season depending on how popular it gets, and also the merch, but I think it was pretty good. My main problem with it, and it's not because of the anime itself, is because I'm kind of getting isekai fatigue. If you must know, isekai is a fucking genre of anime, which will probably be in the future video, which plug. But the main reason that I'm isekai fatigue is the fact that In the last 2 years, I probably watched 20 or 30 isekai animes, and it's driving me fucking nuts. But I just like the concept of it, going to another world like this. Like that's the main reason why. Like I can remember 5 animes that I've watched, like Another World with a Smartphone, Another Restaurant with the World. My Devil's a Part Time is in one isekai anime. Like that's the whole gist of it. Average anime, like stuff like that. But Reincarnation with Another Sword is another isekai anime. But my main problem with this, my main thing about this anime that I love is the fact that they do the gods differently. Like that's the other thing. Now my problems with it, I never really liked the soundtrack, and the theme song kind of sucks, to be honest with you. But that's just me. It's not my cup of tea. I have to have a good beat when it comes to the theme song. Like Dead Man Wonderland has a good freaking sound tune when it comes to its theme song. This, however, does not. And also the soundtrack when the anime is playing is not the best way to do it. So I'm gonna give this anime an 8 out of 10. I think it's really good, and well, maybe yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. But that's just my opinion. So I hope you guys have a nice positive day and take care.